So I think we're recording.
Oh, we are. Okay.
We are recording, and welcome.
Thank you.
You were hesitant to join me on
I
this.
did not want to join this podcast. No.
Yeah. Although your two other sisters have already.
Mhm.
Our two other sisters,
Mhm.
Shara and Tatiana.
Yes.
Tatiana sat exactly where you sat. Shara did it first
Yeah.
at my house
Yeah.
before before I set up in my office here.
Yes.
So I figured you were my last sister that had to speak here, although Shara will be coming back because we had some audio issues.
Yeah.
So she'll be returning very soon, hopefully. But thank you, Tasia.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. And I understand you're a little bit nervous because I haven't given you a ton of context.
No, you've given me no context. And I'm a
And
little bit worried this is going to be a gotcha moment.
it's not gotcha journalism.
Yeah.
I'm not here to get you. I'm here to discuss what it's like for you,
Okay.
but also for me, but for you
Okay.
as a non vegan
Mhm.
living with a brother, your only brother.
Yes, you are my only brother,
Yep.
unless you count Chumley.
I don't.
Yeah. Oh,
Chumley's our
as a
dog.
vegan.
Chumley's our dog.
Interesting. You heard it here
There you
first.
go. Chumley's our parents' dog.
Yeah.
And no, I don't refer to him as my brother.
No. Okay.
Although other people do.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It makes me uncomfortable when mom and dad do that too.
Yeah, when they act like he's our sibling.
Yes.
He's only been here like 4 years or something.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, and yeah, he is a good dog though. He's a
He's a
cute
good
dog.
dog. I
Yeah,
almost
he's
brought
a
him here
cute
for the
dog.
podcast so that he could just sit on my lap while we did the talk.
Yeah, would have been cute.
Would have been
Bit
cute.
distracting, but would
A
have been
little
cute.
bit distracting.
Yeah. So we're gonna explore several different things, kind of see where the conversation goes. I have like 5 or 7 questions in the back of my mind that I've worked on in the past to try and kind of, direct our conversation,
Mhm.
but I'm also just gonna let it go and see where the heck it goes.
Okay.
So maybe let's start. So with just how we know each other, which we have already covered to some extent.
You are my oldest brother. I've never not known you. Oldest is funny because you're my only brother, like we just said.
Yes,
You are 4 years older than me though.
right.
And so I've never not known you, and you probably don't really remember life without me. Maybe.
Well, I've also, I mean, yeah, no, I don't remember my life before 4, and I've known you my whole life, or your whole life,
Mhm.
rather.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and you are our youngest sibling,
I'm the youngest.
but
I'm
we're
the
all 2
baby.
years apart,
Yeah.
so we're all actually pretty close in age.
Yeah.
So the biggest gap is between you and Tatiana at 6 years.
Yeah. And I would say we're fairly close all as siblings,
Very close, I would say.
but the
Yeah,
2 of us were pretty close. We have the same kinda humor.
we do. We definitely do.
Um, and so we have a
We
lot of
really
fun with
yeah,
that.
we really do. We watch the same shows,
Yeah.
pretty ridiculous humor, I would say.
Yeah, and
Love
it
it.
drives our mom crazy.
And it drives our mom crazy, and you, of my siblings, are one that has worked with us the longest.
Sure, I worked here at this business with you for well, I
We had you
couple
on
years.
payroll for 8 years.
Yeah, but I didn't work here for 8 straight years. I worked
No.
for, like, maybe a year in Toronto, and then I came and I actually worked here for, like, 5 years
Was it only a
until
year in Toronto?
I don't think it was much longer. Like,
Yeah.
I like,
I
every
just
time I
never
came, I
dropped
was
you off
very
payroll. I kept you on payroll
yeah.
until you issued a letter of resignation to me.
Yeah, and I had to. No, you didn't. You still didn't give me an
Right.
ROE because we came
Right.
about a year later. I asked for an ROE and you never had issued it.
Well, I
So
thought you were returning,
yeah,
so it would be a lie.
maybe I still will this
No,
summer.
who
I don't have
knows?
a job this summer, so maybe I
Hey,
will.
so maybe a return.
Maybe there'll
Yeah.
be a grand return.
But we're in our nicest office yet, that's for sure, right now, and you've never worked out of here.
No, I've never worked here. Which yeah, I guess it's sad. It's pretty nice here. It's pretty spacious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's nice.
But now I work as a teacher.
Right?
High
Right?
school high school English teacher, which was
Yeah.
Christian's career that he never pursued, and
Yeah, never pursued,
you complete it.
but
You are a certified teacher,
I'm a certified
but
teacher.
never actually worked in the classroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
too
true.
scared, too chicken to
Can't handle
actually
it. That's the real pressure
yeah.
with kids.
Yeah, it was actually too much pressure for you to deal
It
with,
was
and it
too
was
much.
primary, so you actually, like, you couldn't even handle, like, the
It
6-year-olds.
was fun though. It was fun this short period of time I spent in classrooms.
Yeah.
And I still would do it if
You would make a great teacher. I think
thank you.
the kids would love you. You would actually make a good high school teacher, like, you would've I think you would've enjoyed more high
I
school
would have
teaching.
gone into high school teaching. Like,
Yeah,
I knew that I was not staying in primary junior. It's just that I got into primary
yeah,
junior right in my degree,
yeah,
and so I just knew I was doing that, and then I was gonna go from there, right? So I would have
mhm.
gone to high school, of course,
Yeah.
because absolutely.
Well, and, like,
The
you would have
grade
done,
6
like,
class.
physics or chemistry or math or one of those, like,
Yeah,
100%,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you would have loved that.
for
Yeah.
sure,
The
for sure.
upper levels, like, they
No,
can be
and
really fun.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, that's when I really started excelling in school was teaching, like, at teachers college, and then in my master's, like, my goodness.
And for some reason, students really like those classes. They never like English. There's very few kids who
It's
like English.
true.
They're
It's
like,
true.
"This is kind of an annoying class." They don't
I
no
felt that
one
way,
even the
even though
kids who are good at it.
I loved my English teacher. Our English teacher,
Yeah, Mr. Burke was amazing.
Mr.
He
Burke
was
was
my
amazing.
favorite teacher, and he
He
made
d
me wanna be an English teacher for sure.
Yeah, no, he was amazing. I
Yeah,
mean, he kinda, razzed on me a bit because I never showed up to class,
never went to class.
but he was amazing. Really loved him as a teacher. He was great. I was talking to Brandon.
Because he went to Darcy too, right?
Yeah, he went to Darcy, but he didn't remember in the conversation. I was having a conversation
Yeah.
like this, and he didn't remember I went to Darcy. He didn't remember I was from Elmer. He's like, "I thought you were from Ottawa." Like, "All right, well, we've betrayed our roots, I guess."
Yeah. It's actually hard 'cause I don't feel like I get a lot of like, there's some context things I still don't understand about teaching in Ottawa because I grew up in Quebec. And then
Yeah.
sometimes when people, like, talk about their experiences, I'm like, "I don't get it." Like, it
Yeah.
was
No, we
different.
don't get it. It was different.
Yeah.
Western Quebec School Board, that's where
It's
we were.
different.
It's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It's different. So, yeah. So, yeah, and Brandon came as someone from the hockey team, which
Mhm.
was great.
Yeah, that's cool.
And, I think he had a great time. I think I'm gonna bring him back at some point, have a round 2.
Yeah.
Um, and so far these conversations have gone a bit longer than I think we anticipated, but you and I are gonna try and keep it to about an hour.
You like chatting.
I like chatting. I like talking. It's very true. It's
Yeah.
very true.
You're a good talker.
Um, well, you're a good talker too. We're all pretty good
Yeah.
talkers. We're
Yeah.
all pretty good talkers.
Yeah.
So, to
But
get
this
it
isn't my favorite subject. So this is a
it's definitely
conversation I
not.
actively avoid.
Okay, let's start there then. Let's just go
Let's
right
start
into
there.
it.
We
Let's
can
start
start
there.
right there. Yeah.
So, why isn't it your favorite subject?
I think that at first I kind of came at you, like, when you're in your vegetarian and vegan journey from, like, a joke standpoint.
Sure.
Like, I just made fun of you, and then I
Sure.
learned a few years ago that that really bugged you, so I stopped, or I tried to.
Well, I
Maybe I
don't know
still
if it
do.
really I mean, it didn't really bug it bugged me less as a vegetarian
Yeah.
than it does now.
I think it just became too much. Like, you got it from too many people.
I get it from everyone.
Yeah. And
Well, not
so
jokes from everyone, but
yeah.
the picking on you get from almost everyone.
Yeah, so I think that as your sister, I didn't really want that anymore. Like, I
Mhm.
think that made me I didn't want you to feel, like, I don't know, uncomfortable all the time.
Sure.
So, I tried to stop. Hopefully I did. But I also think that I actively avoided the conversation because, it comes up all the time. Like, it came up a lot
Yeah.
for years. It would come up at our dinner table, like, all the time,
Like every meal.
like, every meal. And then also, I feel like I don't know, I think part of it just made me feel really uncomfortable, like, having to, like, always have the same, like, kind of moral discussion. And, I think it also made me there were parts of it that made me mad because to be honest, like, I think you were quite intense about it for a while too, and so that I think it made me mad, and I just didn't wanna have the conflict.
I mean, that's totally fair, and you actually have a bit of a unique perspective compared to my other siblings, Shara and Tat,
Yeah.
because you were with me when I became a
Yeah.
vegetarian. We were living together in Toronto,
Yeah.
and so you saw that piece. Um, but it's funny that you say, and every one of my siblings that I've brought on so far has said I'm so intense, which really I take as a massive compliment now, particularly as a vegan.
Yeah.
But I think you're actually referring to me when I was intense as a vegetarian.
Maybe.
I mean, I've been in some ways much more intense as a vegan,
Yeah.
but even in those early days, what was it like?
In the early days?
Yeah.
In Toronto?
Yeah.
I don't remember really.
No?
I don't know, like, I don't um, how long were you a vegetarian when we were living there? Because we only lived together there for a year or something, I think. Because I left.
2 years, I think, no? Well, 1 year I was back and forth in Montreal.
Okay, yeah. So, when did you become a vegetarian?
It was that year.
That you were back
It
and
was the
forth?
very first year, yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm at 10 years now, so it would have been, like, 2015, 2016. Yeah.
Maybe I was really self-centered, like, I don't really remember.
It's funny you say that, though, not the self-centered piece, but because it was some of your friends who were
Yeah,
vegans.
I actually when you said that,
Yeah.
I thought, "Okay, I think that I remember some of my friends talking to you about it." For sure, because they were big advocates, like, Carly and,
Marley.
well, Marley became a vegan later, like, I don't feel like
She
that.
wasn't vegan then?
No, I don't like, when she met
Yeah.
you, she wasn't, but
Yeah.
Izzy or
Oh,
Riley,
yeah, is it?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, so I think that, yeah, maybe that would've been those conversations for sure would've added to that.
It did add
Um
to it. I remember
I
some of
do
those
remember
conversations.
Carlos making fun of you a lot in
Carlos in
work
the
at
office,
work.
yeah, yeah. I was just talking to Carlos the other day.
Huh.
It was nice to hear from him. It was really nice.
Oh,
Just
cool.
just like 2 days ago. Carlos was
But I
one of
wonder if having access to so many options in Toronto also helped.
it was amazing. I still miss
Because 'Cause I'm
Toronto.
thinking
I
about, like,
still
the
miss
Carrot, what
Toronto
was that?
because
The
of that.
Big Carrot or something across the street from where you worked?
Yeah, yeah.
Was that what it's called?
The big carrot? The no, the green
I don't know.
no,
Something Carrot.
something, yeah,
Yeah. And so
on Danforth. Yeah.
if you had access to a lot of different options, like, did that help?
Yeah, but I wasn't even vegan then,
Mhm.
right? I was vegetarian, and I mean, I remember there was a tempeh dish there that was so good, and that was
Mhm.
my introduction to tempeh, and Carlos would come and eat it, despite the fact that his mother was a nutritionist or a dietitian or something,
Yeah.
and, uh, and so he had, he had opinions on food,
Yeah.
that's for sure, but that was when I was for a big period of time, 6 months maybe, I was a part-time vegetarian, right? I was a weekday
I
vegetarian.
do remember that. I remember, I think actually what just came to mind, I think for a while you were like, "I'll never become a vegan. Don't worry, like, I'll never become a vegan."
I
Like, when
definitely
you
said that. I
first
definitely said that.
became because and you ate because you ate a lot of cheese, like, I feel like even the substitutes that you made for when
Yep,
you first became a vegetarian, like, I feel like
yep.
those were all and then, like, when you came to visit me in New Zealand, like, you were just a vegetarian.
But I was a full-blown vegetarian.
Well, do you want me to out you?
Oh, you mean when I ate the Brazilian hot dog
You
thing?
did, and then
Yeah,
you
yeah,
ate
no, no,
a
no, we were
sausage at McDonald's.
oh, did I?
Yeah, and you got really sick.
Yeah, I didn't like
I
that.
don't remember if you got
No,
sick
you're
after
right.
the
No,
hot
no, we were
dog.
talking about that with Tatiana. No, this is a real thing.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not no, 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 I'm not
Okay.
no, no, I'm not
Yeah.
first of all, I wasn't vegan then, so I'm not
Yeah.
actually that,
Mhm.
um well,
Well, you were a full I'm not saying you were not you
arguably
were a full-blown vegetarian,
yeah,
it's just that yeah.
I would be lying if I didn't say I'm a little bit ashamed about even those small instances, like the handful of times I ate
Yeah.
meat as a vegetarian. Um, but it's because when we were traveling, I gave myself permission to have meat because not like a
Yeah.
lot, just to be clear.
No, and you did those are the only
I
2
I
times I
think I
remember
think
you
I
doing it.
ate meat as a vegetarian 5 times, maybe. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think that those 2 instances, I feel like there was an instance where I ate like a smelt, like a small fish.
Okay.
I think I was with you, but,
I don't
because
remember.
dad was like, you've never tried these and you'll never try them." And I was like,
Yeah.
just popped one.
Yeah.
Like, almost instantly regretted it because I was like,
Yeah.
"Why did what
There
was I
was
trying to
no
prove?" It's
reason,
just I'm
yeah.
so competitive,
Yeah.
and I can't I
And
can't handle it.
you are very competitive, and I think it's probably important that your listeners know how often you've tried to bet me to get to try it.
Let's go through that because actually you have done very significant challenges.
So I did a
Yeah.
10 I think for 10 months because I owed you a debt,
Yes.
actually from that trip to New Zealand.
Right, from that trip. Yeah,
I
you're
owed
right.
you a significant chunk of money, because you paid for some stuff while I was poor living overseas, and when I came
And
home to Canada,
yes.
you said, "I'll wipe your debt clean if you become a weekday vegetarian." I don't know if it was for 10 months that I did it or
I
if I
think it
gave
was
up.
supposed you gave up. It was supposed to be for a year,
Okay.
I think. It was right now, looking back at the amount of money it was, that was unfair. But
It's not even that. Like,
but
when
at
I
that
think
point,
it felt like a lot of
it
money
felt
to
like a
us,
lot of money. It was
but
a lot of
it
money
was a
to us,
lot of
though.
money to me. I would
No,
not
no,
have been able
no.
to pay that
No,
back.
I know, yeah.
Until probably now, like,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
like,
No,
now I'm
it's
like,
true. Now
"That's
I'm
not
like,
even
"That's
that much
nothing."
money."
Unfair
It
of
was like
me.
okay, for listeners, I think it was like
No,
$1,000.
it was like almost $3,000.
Oh, really?
I think it was like $2,800.
Oh, see, here, that is a
Yeah.
lot of that's still a
It's a
good
lot.
chunk of money.
I'm not saying it's not a
Can't
lot of
believe you
money.
spent that much money on me.
I'm not saying it's not. Remember, frig, the skydiving thing, but you know what? I have no regrets of that. I'm so happy we paid to have the person jump with you.
I know, to
Yeah,
videotape.
yeah. But
But
that wasn't cheap.
oh, okay,
That
yeah.
was like $600 because I think I bought your thing and I bought the
You
other guy.
bought this like, you actually bought my
I think I
jump?
paid for everyone, right? Like, I paid for the 3 of us,
Oh,
plus
wow.
I paid for the person to jump with you because you were
No,
doing
I know, 'cause you
video stuff
yeah,
and whatever, and so
I'm so happy we have that
no, I'm
recording.
so happy too,
I'm
and I
so
remember you
grateful.
know, it's funny, one of my core memories of that moment, like, it makes me a bit emotional even thinking about it, is just looking back, like, you looking back, you know, like this,
'Cause I would
and I'm like,
cry.
"That's it. My sister and I were gonna die here," and I was the one
It was crazy.
I threw out of a
I'm happy
plane.
I have those, like, vlogs, like, I took them off YouTube
Yeah,
because I'm a teacher now,
yeah.
but, like, I am so happy I have them because it's such a weird, like, mid-2000s vlogs, like, they weren't even good for the time, I don't think, but, like, I'm so
But it
happy
was
I have
fun, it
them
was cool,
because we
yeah.
have, like, our recordings of us, like, before we jumped,
I
and
know,
it
yeah.
was so cool to, like, have that
It was really cool.
to
It was so
have
cool.
that, like, video evidence of, like, what we were feeling and yeah.
Yeah, I don't regret that at all.
Mhm.
But I do, as you're reminding me, and people will hear this a lot, I am so competitive. And I probably didn't need the $2,800 or whatever the heck it was, but I definitely
Yeah.
wanted you to become a
And that
vegetarian.
but part of the
Yeah.
bet was also that I was supposed to watch some, like, vegan propaganda movies, and I only watched one.
So, yeah,
I never fulfilled it.
you never fulfilled it. Yeah, yeah, I do remember that. But you did pretty well.
I did pretty good, but I actually I think and I would like to talk about this because I think this is a lot about what our discussions have flown
Sure.
or not flown around, like,
Mhm.
surrounded about my choices not to become a vegetarian or a vegan, because I got really sick that year. So that was the same
Yeah,
year.
unrelated.
No, completely unrelated.
Yeah, yeah.
But when I first just as a side note, when I first called my doctor and I had been sick for 10 months,
Mhm.
and I think is why I got off of it before a year,
Yeah.
was, like, I was super sick and I called the doctor and she said, "Well, has there been any changes in your diet?" And I said, "Well, I'm a weekday vegetarian, but I don't think it's related." And
Yeah.
she goes, "Oh, well, that's why." And she literally fully brushed
Oh,
off
yeah.
what I was going through,
Yeah.
because I was a weekday and she was like, "Well, you're more regular when you're," and I was like, "That's crazy." And just so you guys know, like, I'd had a bacteria that I'd caught overseas. I was traveling through
Yeah.
Indonesia and Papua New
Yeah.
Guinea, and I'd, picked up a bacteria while I was there and for 10 months was dealing with it, and it was just the beginning of COVID, so, like, I couldn't really get, like,
Yeah,
proper
you
care
got
for a
super sick.
while, and I
Yeah.
got really, really sick, and I ended up taking, like, a natural route to get rid of it, which I'm grateful for because I think it did it did heal me. I know it did. There were other repercussions for it later because it caused permanent damage, but, yeah. So, like, I will say, I don't know, do
Well,
you want me to well, like, I just think that that
you
is
don't need
part.
to first of all, you don't owe me
Yeah,
anything,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but maybe let's start by talking about what it's like for you in our family right now, which is a question I asked Tat,
Mhm.
because for the first time ever,
There's
you're
more.
outnumbered.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
unless you count the in-laws.
unless you count in-laws, yeah.
But amongst the original 6,
The
um,
original 6.
yes, I am outnumbered, and I live with now 3
Yeah, you particularly are
vegetarians.
completely
Well, I
outnumbered.
live with 1 vegan, 1 kinda part-time vegan, and I don't even know, maybe he's going full vegan, I don't even know.
For sure, and he's gonna come on here and I'm gonna talk to him, but for sure dad is on a trajectory of becoming full vegan. The way he talks about it now,
Yeah,
it's unbelievable, and I'm so happy. But he's not vegan yet,
yeah.
and he's not part-time vegan. Doesn't
Okay.
exist. But
Sorry, okay,
that's
whatever.
okay. But he is
He's trying to make more vegan choices, more plant-based, I don't know what you
yeah,
want to
yeah.
say, vegan choices.
It's just because when you decide you're vegan,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
It's a lifestyle. Got it.
It's
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 an outlook.
it's a justice movement.
Mhm, mhm.
It's not
Yeah, yeah.
it's living life free from exploitation of animals
Yeah.
or free from exploiting
Mhm,
animals. And
mhm.
so I think that is super close,
Yeah,
crazy close.
yeah,
And just to say, because we've talked about my mother's conviction, like
yeah.
I've talked about it with Tat, and I talked about it with Brandon, and mom just became vegan like effectively overnight.
Yeah.
And a big part of that was because I sat down and had a super serious conversation with her,
Mhm.
and I'm extremely grateful, but I was also worried because she jumped right into it.
Yeah.
But dad was talking more like a vegan before that,
Mhm.
and I just think it's a bit harder for dad, and I get that. Um,
I think, like, to be honest, I think he likes food better than mom does.
really?
'Cause mom likes she likes comfort food. I think dad, likes, fancy food better, and I think he doesn't
Okay,
like
but do you think that
here,
I
wait, here, actually, as I'm thinking it, I'm speaking out loud. I
eh,
actually think this
alright,
is the bigger reason.
we're external processors?
Yeah.
Eh,
I actually think that he, doesn't wanna be a burden on other people more.
that's what I mean. That's the reason. Absolutely.
I think that he
Be
doesn't like and as someone who has had a chronic allergy, as I now have, like,
Yep.
and him has always he's been allergic to dairy, like, our whole life, like,
Yeah,
probably
he's
since he
allergic
was
to dairy.
20s.
He's allergic to dairy.
Yeah.
Just so like
Yeah, but I think I and we watched it growing up, like, it's always it does put people in an awkward position to, like, have to kind of impose your allergy on other people when they're hosting you and so on,
for sure.
and so I think
Yeah.
that he probably holds that
No, but you're hitting
guilt for feeling like you're imposing on
guilt,
people.
discomfort,
Yeah,
whatever. It's
discomfort, yeah.
absolutely, you're totally right,
Mhm.
and this is a big thing that I talk about a lot now with in regular conversations, but specifically on this, which is the social cost of going vegan.
Yeah,
It is massive. It is enormous,
yeah,
and mom doesn't care.
yeah.
She she just
Well, we'd already lived it because I'm gluten-free, she's gluten-free, um I'm gluten-free, dairy-free, and, um, it was really hard for mom to become gluten-free and fully stand by it
mm,
because she was like, "Well, it's not like I'm gonna have an anaphylactic shock." Like, I think this is how she thought,
yeah.
and so she went through a lot of back and forth of being like, "Oh, I just ate gluten, and I'm immediately ill from it," and her whole body would
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
swell up, like,
Yeah,
and she
she
couldn't
has a bad
move
response, yeah.
after, and she'd be like, "Well," and then she would forget and do it again, like, in
Yeah,
a moment when she didn't wanna, like, whatever, I don't inconvenience people or something. And then I was like, "You're so allergic. Like, you should stop eating it." And so I think that she also feels that discomfort and but then I think she started moving through that and, like, getting over it.
yeah,
And then that probably helped her on the way to becoming vegan. But she's also vegan and gluten free, so she just, like, is impossible to feed now or very hard for people.
hard.
For
Yeah,
people
for
who
hosting.
hosting.
Yeah, yeah,
And, like, we have an aunt who, like, hosts us for family things, and she will literally make different dishes for all of us because we all have different needs now. Like,
yeah,
sometimes she'll make a dish for me that's, like, gluten-free, dairy-free, but has meat in it, and I'm the only person at the whole table that that's accommodating. It's, like,
yeah.
crazy.
No, you're right, you're
So,
right.
yeah.
That's tough. So,
It's yeah, tough to host us as a family.
it's tough to host us as a family, but even as individuals, honestly,
Yeah.
but, so how has that impacted your life?
What?
The fact that you live with 2 vegetarians and a vegan?
I would say that it's had to make so we don't cook together as much anymore. Or if we do, I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of a cheeky youngest child because like I'll eat their food, but like they can't eat my food.
Right.
And then occasionally I'll try to be nice and be like, oh, I'll just make it like with tofu or whatever. I don't really like the fake meat stuff, so I'll usually just substitute for tofu if I'm gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Um, but like
And would you say you like tofu?
I like tofu.
Have you always liked tofu?
Yeah, I think so. I think we grew up eating tofu, so I think that
I love tofu. You know I
yeah.
love tofu.
Tofu just takes on whatever flavor it's in, so it's
I also just love the flavor of tofu
oh, okay, yeah.
and the texture.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I think so. I agree.
Yeah,
I don't know if I love it like you do, because you love it, like,
always
more
have.
you always have. Like, you just eat it like it's cheese, but, like, raw.
It's good. I eat it raw all the time.
Yeah, I don't
I
get
always have, like, 2 cubes raw before I air fry it or before I whatever, yeah.
yeah, that's I don't
Yeah.
That's not my experience. I don't do that, but, I do like
Sure.
it. But I don't really, like, love food like all of you guys do.
Okay, but so let's circle around that piece
Sure.
just a little bit
Yeah.
because you said that you thought dad loved food more or whatever. And I'm wondering what kind of factor you think that plays in someone's decision or capacity, maybe,
Mhm.
to become vegan or vegetarian. Because it's something that I hear a lot, right? People will say,
Oh, I
I'm a
love
foodie.
food,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
like, you don't understand. I love food.
I
And
f
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, but you think I hate food? Like, we
Yeah.
need food to
Yeah,
survive.
yeah.
And also, I spent a lot of time in my life working in kitchens
Mhm.
and
No, yeah, you
trade.
love you always love cooking. Like,
It
as a kid, you loved
I loved
cooking.
it. It's a huge part of my identity
Yeah.
that's quite frankly gone.
Well, I don't know why though, because you could just be cooking vegan meals.
I could, and I obviously do cook vegan meals all the time,
Like,
but
why don't you just get into, like, cooking, like, delicious, fancy vegan meals? Like, that's what mom's doing now.
I know, no, and I'm incredibly, incredibly grateful to mom, for becoming vegan,
Yeah.
one, um, but also, um, for opening that side up
Yeah.
to me again,
Yeah.
because it's not that I was
I think
over
it's
it.
also because of your fitness journey. Like, I
It's
think
a big
yeah.
part of it is because of that, because I'm just like, I'm just eating to survive, like,
Yeah.
just for sustenance to get what I need, and that's it, but also because I love tofu, and
Mhm.
so I'm not actually that picky,
Yeah.
and I can eat the same thing over and over and over again, and in fact, from a meal prepping standpoint or meal planning standpoint, that's exactly what I do,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, I can make, like, an elaborate pasta dish or, these bean curries and stuff, and I still sometimes do.
Mhm.
But the piece of me that learned remember, like, I trained under,
Sous chef or
yeah,
chef or whatever.
under a chef
You were a
for,
line
like
cook.
yeah, well, like, 2 years or 2 years,
Really? I don't know.
well, no, I worked in 2 different kitchens, and one of them, they called
Oh.
me back, right? I worked for that summer and then the year, and then I came back for a little bit afterwards, so
Mhm.
not quite 2 years maybe, but,
Yeah,
um,
you really got into cooking then.
yeah.
Like, you were, like, into, like you would come home and you're like, "Oh, we're all making, like,
Yeah, we're gonna do this.
bologna" well, not
No, 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 no.
hollandaise sauce?
Well,
What is
that's
it called?
because they
Oh,
made me the
Benedict eggs Benedict.
that's 'cause they made me the hollandaise guy. And so, like,
Benedict is so
every
good.
day, like, twice, 2,
You
3 times a day, I
killed
was
the eggs
making
Benedict.
hollandaise. Yeah, yeah. And I made so many hollandaise, which is crazy 'cause now I don't eat eggs.
I know this is opening up a can of worms.
Go
Like,
ahead.
would you actually not eat eggs if you just had, like, your friend Fred the chicken, and he just happened
Sure,
to make some eggs every once in a while, and there weren't roosters being killed as a result. You could have
sure.
Joey in a different pen and wait, oh yeah, Freddie is a girl's there's a boy's name. Freddie the
Yeah,
girl
sure,
chicken
sure.
and Joey and lots of roosters.
Yeah, I
Would you
think
actually not eat their eggs? Because like, if they're not being fertilized
yeah. Yeah, it's a fair question. I think it's a question that a lot
like,
of
if you could do
people
it.
if you could. I think it's a challenging question. First of all, I think at face value, I would say, "No, I couldn't.
Mhm.
Not now. Not with where I am." But I don't wanna dismiss the question
Yeah.
because I actually think it's fair.
Yeah.
And I think that by dismissing it, vegans lose a lot of clout
Yeah.
and or reputationally, people are like, "Don't be ridiculous." And we're not trying to be ridiculous.
Mhm.
I think that the factory farm style egg production is barbaric, right? The amount of
Yeah.
chicks and so I know you're saying
Yeah.
dismiss this piece.
Yeah.
So the amount of chicks that are killed and all these things, day one, like it's terrible. Um, but if you had a chicken and a hen,
Yeah.
and that hen just was laying eggs naturally, would I be willing to take them? I see why you asked that. I see why it might seem reasonable,
Yeah.
but I think no. And the reason is
But the eggs then
because
the alternative is the eggs just sit there.
for sure, but the hen isn't there to serve us.
Mhm.
And I think that that's the bigger piece.
Yeah.
Those hens, the ones that lay an egg a day or 4 eggs a week or
Yeah.
whatever it is, they were bred to do that
Yeah.
for consumption of humans,
Yeah.
right? Like for the eggs and then for the chickens. I think that when you and I recognize the disconnect,
Mhm.
but when you decide you don't want to exploit animals
Mhm.
at all, and that they have the right to their own life and the
Mhm.
right to their own decisions and freedoms to just be.
Yeah.
Why should we be taking this from them?
But what's the alternative? Because like, and what is exploitation? Because, like, I understand I agree with you that, like, things have gone so far, and it is
Sure.
horrible,
Mhm.
but, like, these are animals that aren't really intended to be wild.
Yeah.
Like, I have seen pseudo wild chickens, like, in Papua New
Well, they
Guinea and
don't
stuff.
really exist much anymore, though.
No,
Yeah.
like, they just kind of live around and they eat kinda garbage or whatever, and people eat them eventually, like, I don't know if they were getting their eggs or what, but, I mean, like, yeah, like, isn't part of kind of their purpose, like, just to kind of exist in the world, and if we do kind of take isn't that, like, the equivalent of kind
I
of a child makes a
Mhm.
picture and, like, oh, you're just, like, not gonna exploit the child for drawing pictures so you don't, like, put the picture up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, it's just like,
It
okay, they did something that was kind of part of their existence here on Earth was sort of this is what their biology created, and that's what they
but
produced.
do you think those eggs are for us? Like,
Well, but, like, the alternative is they just sit there and do nothing.
well, the alternative is also that they don't have to be bred into existence.
Chickens?
Yeah.
So you think the alternative is there's just no chickens in the world?
Well, right now, there are billions and billions of chickens. Why? They don't reproduce naturally.
Wait, but this is so weird, Christian, because then what? You just don't have chickens in the world? So you're protecting them, but you don't even think they have the right to exist?
It's no, it's just not forcibly bringing them into an existence of servitude to humanity. Like, is that also ethically okay? And to be clear, I wasn't gonna bring the conversation here. You brought it here.
Okay, but, like, that's kinda weird, like, that's, like
But where do you think these chickens
it's
come
just a
from?
strange argument because it's like, do we choose to be here? No, but, like, we still have
Right, but we have the right to our own life and the right to determine what we wanna do with this life.
sure, but, like, the chicken can have the right then to just, like, live far away if it was free, could go live wherever it wants, so
But
no one can steal its egg.
it's not free.
No, I'm saying in my hypothetical world, Christian,
Right, in your
where there are
hypothetical world.
chickens and they just lay eggs,
Okay, yeah, okay.
and they just lay eggs and we find them
Okay,
on the
sure. You
ground.
know what? In an idyllic world, in a perfect ecosystem,
Yeah,
of course. But this doesn't, cannot, and will not exist,
yeah,
I don't think.
yeah,
And so, I also don't dismiss that humanity and human beings had to eat meat at given times
yeah,
in history, and I also don't blame them for it,
yeah,
because we also had to survive.
mhm,
I think that we are by far the most creative species around, and, there's not much we won't eat or use or kill to use something of theirs.
yeah,
But why when we don't need to? If we don't need to, we truly don't
yeah,
need to, not don't want to,
yeah,
don't need to.
yeah.
Why? Why would we do that? Why would we choose to do that? And why would we choose to take a chicken's egg over an ostrich eggs or a flamingo egg or whatever? I don't know if yeah, I assume all those birds have eggs.
Yeah, I don't know.
They must.
Mm.
A quail egg or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, why? We could go after anything, and
Yeah,
we do. In fact, we do. We eat
yeah,
duck eggs, we eat quail eggs, we eat all the you know what I mean?
yeah,
We like everything. We eat everything.
mhm.
We will take everything because
But what if that is part of their purpose on Earth? I mean, like, we all need a purpose. I think about the time that I didn't actually have this conversation with you, but,
you
like,
heard it secondhand. Of
I'd heard secondhand that you were debating whether or not you should actually, like, ride a horse when you were on vacation, like, if that was
course.
still, like, exploitation. And,
Yeah.
like, that's kinda like as like, I understand if the horse is being treated poorly,
Yeah.
but, like, part of the horse's existence and, like, they have a job and they like it. Like, have you not heard of, like, dogs who are, like, seeing eye dogs and, like, they feel like, you can tell, like, they feel
Look, I'm
do you
not
know what I'm
gonna
saying? Like,
no,
they
no, of
have a
course I
purpose and,
understand.
like, that's
Yeah.
their kind of role even in the world that we've created, and, like, I think that they must
I'm not gonna
gain some
challenge that it is in part their role in the world that we've created.
yeah.
But we created a world of servitude for animals. And I think that if you have the choice to abstain from participating in these things, you should.
So if
Or
y
I feel as though I should.
yeah, if you were to create an ideal world,
Yeah.
what does that look like then?
So in my mind, the perfect kind of vegan future, if you will,
Mhm.
is we don't need to eat any of these things anymore. We don't need animal byproducts. We don't need meat anymore. We simply do not. I don't even think
Mhm.
we're healthier on them. I think we're less healthy.
Mhm.
Um, and so I would see a massive shift from technological interventions as well as conviction from humanity and progress, generally
Mhm.
speaking. Um, Move away from the crazy practices that we've created and further solidified and entrenched within society and locked down through ag gag laws and propaganda from the meat industry and the dairy industry. I would see all of that gone.
Mhm.
I would see I think lab grown meat has a part to play here because I think that if just practically speaking, if we want to transition off of a heavy meat-based diet,
Mhm.
the easiest way is to not do that and
Mhm.
is to just let 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 the last cow die in favor of its you know what I mean? Or
Why
in
don't you think that
sacrifice.
cows would continue to reproduce? They would on their own?
Such a infinitesimal part or piece of the cows that exist reproduce naturally. Same for chickens, same for pigs. It's all artificial insemination, all of it. Effectively all of it.
You don't think they would without human intervention, they would not be reproducing?
Not like they do now.
Okay, but they would. There would be some.
There
There
would
would
be
be
there would be some. I'm not saying cows would cease to exist
yeah.
completely, but the numbers of cows would drastically,
So what
drastically
do you
drop.
think about then having pets?
Well, pets are an interesting question. It's a good yeah, it's a good one. A lot of people, I mean, you know that we've done some work with humane societies. And so part of my exposure to this is
Mhm.
through them.
Yeah.
Um, I think they would refer to them as companion animals, right? And we're not, hopefully, exploiting them. And on the contrary, I think that pets are part of the solution because we care for them.
Mhm.
And everyone that you know that says that they love animals, they're drawing from an experience or an interaction or a relationship that they have with a pet.
But in a way we are restricting their freedoms.
I think in a way you are, yeah,
We
sure.
don't let them outside.
But I don't think
We spade them. We don't let
yep,
them
yep,
have sex with each other, like
yeah,
right?
yeah. So where would you say the line is?
Well, but, like, we restrict things for people,
Of course, but that
and we
doesn't
live in the free world, like, there is such thing as restriction that still allows for freedom. So is that my answer? Is that what you're saying? You just looked at me like I was like, "Oh, answer my own question?"
I think you did. I think you well, I just think you did answer your own question, and honestly, I didn't quite have an answer yet, so
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
Um, I think that is the answer,
Mhm.
right? Like, they still have the freedom to live their own life within the
Yeah.
confines of your existence, perhaps,
Mhm.
but they're not bred for the sole purpose of exploitation and servitude or slavery to the human
Yeah.
animal, right? Because there's many, many animals, most animals that exist on this planet are born, bred in captivity, slaves to human beings, and killed at a fraction of their lifespan.
Mhm.
Never, in some cases, seeing daylight or very, very infrequently. That's totally different.
Mhm.
And I think that we can view these things as entirely separate things. And
Mhm.
you know what? We can spend all the time in the world splitting hairs on how we should treat companion animals
Mm.
and and the nuances of a vegan world once we get there and we solve the bigger piece,
Mhm.
in my opinion, which is
Mhm.
that our lust for meat consumption is out of control.
Mhm.
Not even by like because of regular people, I think. I think it's because of industry
Yeah.
and because of money.
Yeah.
Um, and because meat's good.
Mhm.
Meat is good. Meat tastes great,
Mhm.
but we spice it with crazy numbers of plants and all these things. Like, so it's not any better than other food, in my opinion.
Mhm.
But I'm also not delusional. I remember some of these. I
Yeah.
kind of remember some of
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. But we really went down a rabbit hole there,
I
Tish.
did. Yeah, sorry, that was
And
my bad.
no, that's okay. I appreciate the
Yeah.
questions. What if any of those parts or parts of that conversation, just to immediately go meta on it, make you uncomfortable?
Um, well, we just, we've had this discussion, like, a million times. Like, we I think we just fundamentally there's certain issues we just disagree on.
Do you actually think there are things we disagree on?
Yeah, well, I yes, because I think that I disagree with the treatment of animals 100%. I don't agree that we're
So we
treating
agree on that.
we agree on this.
Okay.
But I think where we fundamentally disagree is that I do believe that because of my faith, um, I do believe that humans are, like, different than animals, and I think that as a result, like, it's okay for their purpose to be different than ours and for them to in some well, like, to have a different purpose, and I'm okay with the concept that, um, like, we eat them. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, because I don't believe that we are on the same
But do you think that the way that we eat animals and
like,
I
yeah,
and
like,
do
sure, like, the amount or, like, the well, okay, sorry, let me finish your answer question.
I just think that there's a couple threads I think that we could pull and go down
Yeah,
here, but, um, so yeah, we talked about this.
yeah,
You have a position that is very similar, I think, to many people,
yeah,
which is that animals are less than us, effectively,
yeah,
if I may simplify it, which I'm not sure if vegans all disagree on
yeah.
that. Like, it's not that I think a cat or a cow has the same
Value as, like yeah.
yeah,
Like, I
I
would
maybe I would
hope
try to
you're well, no, I mean,
yeah,
like,
no,
you
for
think
sure.
about
I
it, it's a
would
trolley problem, like, you're gonna save the person, even if it's a complete
yeah, it's
stranger
yeah,
over the
I'm
animal.
not saying they're
Yeah,
equal to human beings.
yeah,
I'm not. I've never said this. I don't think
yeah,
any vegans have really said that. They don't I think the issue there that we would take with this is that
mhm.
do they need to have the same value as us in order to give value or to assign value to their life, to their very life? You know what I
I
mean?
just feel like, part of their position is to nourish me.
So, but what if you can get that nourishment somewhere else?
Yeah, but, like, we've also had this discussion with my situation specifically, and I this is, I think, where I actually stopped talking to you about veganism because of this.
Mm,
So I'm okay being honest with about
that's
it.
fine, yeah.
Like, I because of my different health issues, I think I started to take it personally that you couldn't understand that
Still
I
don't.
may no, I know you don't, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, that I may actually, like, just need to eat meat, and I think the rest of my family is okay with that. Maybe mom not anymore, but,
I don't think mom would be.
um, like, to me that, um, like, disregarded the suffering that I went through with food and, like, how hard it is for me to feel good, and I
Mm.
know that, like, I don't eat as much meat as I used to, mostly because I live with a bunch of vegetarians and I'm pretty lazy about
You
cooking.
definitely
But,
is.
um but, like, I actually don't feel good without having some meat in my diet, and, like, I feel like I need that amount of protein, and, like, I know it's not this you can get the protein other ways, it's just that, like, it is a powerful protein, it sustains you, like, longer and with less amount of it, like, to sustain me, and I just, like, it's
Sure. We don't need to dwell on this. I think you're wrong, obviously.
yeah,
Um, and because I'm effectively like, I train like a vegan bodybuilder. Um, I know a lot about protein, but let's not go down the pathway of talking
No,
about
I don't
protein
wanna
or
talk about
anything. I
protein. I
think
think that, like, you all but, like,
yeah,
also, you've never had trouble, like, feeding yourself. You've never had,
definitely
like
not. I've had the reverse issue.
yeah, and,
Yeah.
like, I have struggled with that, and I struggle with my relationship with food. I struggle with, like,
Mhm.
properly and
So
effectively
maybe
feeding
let's
myself.
focus on that side of it,
Sure, we can.
because I think that it's more healthy for us to focus on this. You and I have discussed this at length.
Yes.
Um, so why don't you help me understand how it has made you feel to have someone like myself in your life
Mhm.
at those times when you were struggling with your relationship with food?
Yeah,
Subsequently, obviously, with our family
yeah.
switching over, but with someone like me. And, well, you and I know what I'm like. But so maybe speak to that,
Sure.
the emotional aspect or the difficulty and through that part, I guess.
Yeah, I think that when like, I would say it's been, like, many years of me recovering from being sick like that and not feeling like I could eat, and, I think it was hard for me to feel like you were fixated on the fact that, like, I wasn't, like, being ethical when for years it felt like I was just trying to survive. Oops, I got a little emotional, but, like so that was, like, tough for me because I think that,
'Cause I was
um
hard on you.
yeah, you were I think probably you're not you've softened in the last few years, but I think that at that time, like, you just were really, you do get, like, pretty narrow um,
Tunnel vision.
tunnel vision about certain things. Like, I'm not
Sure.
holding it against you by any means.
No. This is what we're here to talk
And
about.
even when I was, like, in the heat of it, I think you didn't really fully understand what I was going through because I think for you, like you just said, like, this is not something you've ever dealt with, and so, like, you kind of did come at it with, like, a lot of solution-based things that, like, it just didn't hit, like, what I was dealing with, like, mentally trying to, like, properly feed myself and,
Yeah,
like, I had, like, illness stuff, but I had also a lot of mental illness stuff that I was dealing with in that time,
sure.
and so, like, it is really hard for me to think about eliminating stuff from my diet when I know that I have a tendency towards, like like, just not just not eating, like, I'll just, like, not eat instead,
Yeah.
and so, like, I think that honestly for me, it would just be nice for some people who are vegan to like, at least have and I can understand that you not agreeing, and that's okay, but just even having, like, more empathy towards, like, why certain people might choose a different path, you know? Like, maybe we don't express it well enough, I don't know, but, um, yeah, even if it's, like, for a time being, like, there are some people who just maybe just don't have the capacity to make those choices.
I think that's most people
Yeah,
for many reasons.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting and also just hearing you say I've softened. I think I've softened on you.
yeah.
Um, but in some ways, I'm a bit more strategic too. Not with you,
Yeah.
just in general.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Um,
But I also think that's just, like, emotional intelligence too, like, as we grow as people and, like, we just learn that, like, "Oh, actually, you know what? This, like, maybe wasn't the right tactic." Like, me too, like, I feel like we share some of this, like, intensity too, like, I have
yeah.
absolutely gone through periods in my life where I'm like that about different things too.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that part of the challenge, if I may, for you in exactly what you're describing is that you feel that I'm assigning a great deal of moral and ethical weight to it, which I am, of
Mhm.
course, especially as my sister,
Yeah.
especially as what years that we've spent quite close together. It's challenging for me as your brother being raised in the same
Yeah.
household with the same values, with the same things, especially now that I've been
Mhm.
validated with mom and, like, it is challenging
Yeah.
because, of course, I assign moral weight to it.
Yeah.
I believe that people should be vegan. I
Mhm.
believe it not because it's easy, but
Yeah.
because it's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I mean, I'm sorry for being hard on you, especially in those years. I know those were hard years for you. It wasn't
Yeah.
because I was dismissive or intentionally trying to be dismissive.
Yeah.
It's because I was defending something else,
No, yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
so I I just wanted you to join me, you know,
Yeah.
because I just and also for many years I was alone.
Yeah.
Um, not as much today, but I
It's
was.
true. Not as much today for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have already gone almost an hour,
Okay.
but I have one more question and then
Absolutely.
perhaps you and I can do a round 2 maybe sometime.
Okay.
But when you look at veganism
Yeah.
through me, but also as a movement,
Yeah.
what advice would you give the movement to try and, move forward?
Dang, that's a hard question. Um, oh my gosh, so many thoughts just went through my brain. I think that I don't have a fully fledged thought here,
Go.
but I'll process it out loud.
Yeah,
Like, I'm wondering if you also need to focus on like human exploitation too, because sometimes it just feels like the only thing that vegans care about are animals.
mm,
And I think some of the discussions we've had where I'm like, you don't think I'm a moral or ethical person just because I eat meat. But there's so many human injustices that I would like literally go to bat for. And I can't like even stand to think about. And I think there's a lot of human injustice going on in the world. And so maybe considering that there are people in the world who, like, are moral or ethical because they're fighting for other causes that they, you know what I mean, like, hold on to, and matter a lot to them. And it's not that veganism doesn't matter, it's just that there are also, like, other people fighting for really important causes too, for people.
for sure, for sure. But are these things mutually exclusive?
No, and that's why I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
maybe it's that, like, vegans need to also, like, not like, I know you're fighting for one that's, like, the thing is
Well, vegans
the
are fighting
animals.
for veganism.
Like, I get it, but, like, it's also, like, maybe there needs to, like
But there are people fighting for those things. There have been for centuries.
mhm.
So why do vegans have to carry the torch for all those things?
No.
Vegans like you have
Vegans like me.
no, vegans like yourself
Oh,
have perspectives on human injustices. You know I do
yeah,
hugely. Our capacity for love and compassion as a species is massive.
yeah,
And so why do we restrict it to simply you know what I mean? 2 centuries ago, today in some areas, it's difficult for some people to conceptualize love for another race,
yeah,
you know? Um, that doesn't mean though that the other people that are over that piece and they're completely done with that terrible part of humanity's
mhm,
history, it doesn't mean that they're not focusing on that
mhm,
by also focusing on the things that need progress in other areas,
yeah,
right? And so I just don't think they're mutually exclusive. Like,
sure,
I can be against racism, and I can be a feminist, and I can be, uh, a vegan, and all
mhm.
these things can be true, but why do vegans have to carry the torch for human injustice? Just
I think
because
I'm just not I'm not even saying maybe not as a platform thing, but, like, on an individual level. I'm even trying to think, like, why am I even saying this? And I think maybe it's because, like, so much conversation with vegans circles around this one thing,
which is
animal injustice, which is a
yeah,
big thing, and I get that. But then, like, maybe maybe it's about vegans learning how to when people try to bait you in a conversation, because I know you get baited so much, like,
so
to,
much.
like, oh, defend yourself, like, learning tactics, and I'm sure you've already learned this yourself, but, like, learning tactics to, like, steer the conversation away from that so that people can know you as, like, full people instead of just this one thing. that you stand for. And I'm not saying that you have to let me just separate that from what
No,
I
that's
said
extremely
earlier.
wise, I think, actually.
But I think that, yeah, because I think that it is baiting, and I think I've had to learn to do that with my own, like, faith and stuff, like, learning when people actually have a real like, a genuine question about my
Mhm.
faith,
Mhm.
and when people just wanna fight with me, and, like, learning how to just be like
I would say that a lot of people yeah, yeah, set it aside.
yeah,
I think that a lot of people unknowingly
yeah.
are baiting you or, um, testing you. I don't think that they necessarily understand.
No, I get it, yeah.
But I can say that now a decade into being vegetarian and vegan for several years, 3 years very soon,
Mhm.
which as I've said many times is still a young vegan, but, I've heard it all. Even you saying that human exploitation thing,
Yeah,
this is not new.
yeah.
It's because, in my opinion, we're seen as dismissing some things because we
Mhm.
focus so much on one element, as you're saying. But being vegan, like, is anti-oppression, it's
Mhm.
anti-slavery, it is
Mhm.
anti-discrimination, it is
Yeah,
all the elements of progress that you see in other movements and that you've seen throughout history.
yeah,
It's simply something that is largely, vastly dismissed
yeah,
by the majority, the super majority
yeah,
of society and
yeah,
humanity.
yeah.
And so I don't think we have to boil the ocean. I don't think that we need to solve every issue, but there
Mhm.
is one issue that we're going after,
Mhm.
and that is the 80 billion animals, land animals we kill, and the trillions of fish,
Yeah,
and opening up people's eyes to see they matter too.
yeah,
And I'm not saying they need to have driver's license. I'm saying they need to have the right to their own existence,
yeah.
and that's it.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah,
So,
good.
um, that's it. Any closing thoughts?
No, it was less bad than I thought it was gonna be.
Really? We actually got into more intense stuff than Tat and I, for sure.
Oh, I that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, there you go. Although Tat did say one thing, which I'll just say in closing,
Mhm.
which, broke my heart, and it shocked me a little bit, even now.
Wow.
One of the things that I didn't consider, and I didn't care about, and I still don't really care,
But you're
but
getting emotional about it?
yeah. Now that there's 4 of us,
Yeah.
of the original 6, 2 vegetarians and 2 vegans, and it's made my life incredibly easy compared
Mhm.
to the years I spent on my own, particularly because mom was so hard on me, if you'll remember.
Yes.
So now to have her as an ally, like an ally has been massive, but one of the things that Tat told me, which I had not thought about, was that I have robbed you and Tat and all of us, but you and Tat specifically, of the meals and by some extension, the traditions
Mm.
that we had as a family.
Yeah.
And Tat talked about the fact that now she needs to learn how to cook the turkey and do these
Yeah.
things, and obviously I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
But it still made me sad,
Yeah.
and, um,
You don't really know how to reconcile it, but
I'm
it's
sorry. I'm
sad.
sorry as your
Yeah.
brother, I'm sorry,
Oh,
I guess,
yeah.
but also I'm not sorry because I know I fight for something bigger.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry because, to your point earlier about recognizing vegans as being more than just about veganism,
Mhm.
it's also important for us vegans to recognize non-vegans as just not being non-vegan, because
Yeah.
we got a lot of hate for non-vegans as
Yeah.
vegans for good reason. So it's hard.
Mhm. I think that's a nice place to, like, end too, because I think since you've become vegan, like, some of the conversations that we've had, like, sometimes it does feel like that. I'm like, you just see me as, like, not a vegan.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
But then also, like, probably sometimes I just see you as a vegan. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like, we
totally
just
get it.
became caricatures of each I actually do think it, like it did cause, like,
A
a
rift.
a rift in our relationship because like well, even, like, I started the whole podcast, like, there's this one thing I can't joke with you about anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I can pretty much razz you about pretty much anything, as a sister should, you
Yeah,
know?
sure, for sure.
And
Yeah,
but, like and, like, I think that was sensitive of me, and I don't regret not doing it, but I'm just saying,
yeah,
like, it's weird when you get into, like, a thing with your family where you're like, "Oh, like, we can't fully go into this because oh, maybe we're gonna bring up this thing, and then we're gonna" and it feels weird, and it, like, can prevent a bit of closeness. So this is nice 'cause if you can have a conversation that's civil and, like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to cause division as much if we can try to see each other's sides a little bit.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And, several people have said, "Why are you calling this the non-vegan experience?"
Mhm.
And this is why.
Yeah.
So, thanks.
Love it. My pleasure.
Alright.